Today we're looking at Mazda's brand new 3-row flagship crossover, and it gives you the highest horsepower and torque from any mass production gas car made by Mazda. I'm referring to the upcoming 2024 Mazda CX-90. We'll see how the CX-90 stacks up against its competitors. We're also talking about Skyactiv technology and what people love and hate about Mazda in general. As they say, out with the old, in with the new. Mazda's discontinuing the CX-9 with this year's model. And in its place, we'll see the new Mazda 2024 CX-90. And Mazda's kicked it up a notch and made it a premium midsize crossover. If you're wondering how it compares with the CX-9 predecessor, it helps to first understand what consumers love and hate about the CX-9 and how the new CX-90 compares to its highs and lows. Real quickly, what owners love in general about the current Mazda CX-9 is its agility, light and precise steering, tight chassis, and well-tuned suspension. Overall, consumers find the exterior appealing with the sleek, subtle appearance and slim, sculpted headlights and rear light. Consumers also love the general build quality, materials, and style. Many also love the roomy middle row and the 2 captain's chairs and the entry-level touring trim. So many of these positive attributes of the CX-9, Mazda's incorporated into the upcoming 2024 CX-90. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. But now, here's what people say about the current CX-9. The current CX-9 is a mid-size crossover. It has 3 rows and seats 7 passengers. On paper, it sounds great, but in reality, some people gripe about lack of space. If you're packing 6 or 7 people into the CX-9, you have to say goodbye to extra cargo space. That's one of the frustrations consumers have about the 3rd row seating in a CX-9. It's too tight. And that's one of the problems that Mazda addresses with the new 2024 CX-90. The vehicle is wider and longer, and the interior space has been enlarged. The 3rd row is designed to seat 8, which comes equipped with all its own air conditioning vent. The cargo area comes up to 15.9 cubic feet of initial cargo space and up to 75.2 cubic feet of cargo space. If you fold down the 2nd and 3rd row seats, there's additional storage available under the cargo floor. One caveat though, while the CX-90 is set to offer more interior space and more comfort for the 3rd row in general, the car floor is still pretty high. This means some adults who sit in the 3rd row will still ride pretty much with their knees and their chests. Another gripe is that consumers have with the existing CX-9 is technology. The CX-9's infotainment has been described as average at best. I mean, yes, it comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as standard, HD radio and charger up front, but that's just about it. If you want to charge your phone wirelessly, there's not an option currently. Same story with wireless CarPlay or Android Audio. It doesn't exist, you need a cable. Well, the new 2024 CX-90 is catching up with the 21st century. It's taking the wireless route. I'm talking wireless charging, updated infotainment system, larger display, and new Mazda technologies like see-through your view monitor to help with parking situations. And of course, the CX-90 is also fitted with Mazda's iActive Sense suite of safety and convenience features. I'm talking about blind spot monitoring, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane keeping assistance, and adaptive cruise control. Right now, the CX-9 comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission, which some owners say feels like it needs another gear. If you ask me, transmission programming is something Mazda needs to iron out in general. But anyway, the new CX-90 will come with an all-new 8-speed automatic transmission. I'll talk about that more in the powertrain options later on in this video. Mazda revealed the new CX-90 just a few months ago. The crossover is based on Mazda's For the Voyage of Your Life concept and focuses on safety, comfort, and functionality. It's built for the all-new larger platform featuring a front engine, rear wheel bias longitudinal layout. It's also fit with kinematic posture control. This is a software feature which we first saw in the MX-5 Miata. Basically, it suppresses body lift on tight corners to enhance grip so that passengers can remain in a natural position instead of being thrown to the side of the car. Mazda optimized rigidity across the entire body of the SUV. It also upgraded the seats and suspension for better balance and control in various driving situations. The CX-90 comes standard with all-wheel drive, but it'll also be available in an all-new Skyactiv G 3.3-liter inline-6 turbo engine. Believe it or not, this engine will output the highest horsepower and torque from a mass-production gasoline car ever developed by Mazda. I'm talking up to 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, as long as you use the recommended premium fuel, of course. The CX-90 also comes as a mild hybrid system. It's called M Hybrid Boost. Mazda also plans on offering the CX-90 has a plug-in hybrid system, the eSkyActiv PHEV with the 2.5-liter inline-4. This powertrain can achieve an EP estimated 23 miles a gallon in the city, 28 miles per gallon on the highway, and 25 miles per gallon combined. Actually, Mazda's been pushing towards the upscale market for quite a time. The CX-90 has a more luxury feel than the existing CX-9. Also, with the CX-90, Mazda's introducing a new platform here in the United States. It's calling it the Large Platform. The platform will support a new range of electrified powertrains. All CX-90 powertrains will be paired with the all-new 8-speed automatic transmission that's specifically designed for electrified longitudinal powertrains and large platform vehicles. Let's talk about price. The MSRP for the CX-90 starts at $945 higher than the current CX-9. The base trim is the 3.3 turbo model, and that starts at $41,000 or so. The plug-in hybrid starts at almost $49,000. If you want the premium trim, it's $54,300 for the preferred trim. The most powerful CX-90 model is the 2.2 Turbo S model. Starts at $53,125. And the highest trim is the Premium Plus, and that opens at $61,325. And actually, that makes it the most expensive Mazda model on the market. The CX-90 is set to compete with the Toyota Highlander and the Grand Highlander, Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, and Chevy Traverse. If you're wondering how the new CX-90 stacks up against the latest 2023 Toyota Highlander, well, to start, the Highlander is more than half a grand cheaper, starting at $36,400. Combined fuel efficiency in the Highlander and CX-90 are almost identical, but the CX-90 is the more powerful car of the two. The Highlander's turbocharged 2.4-cylinder engine pumps out 265 horsepower and 309 pound-feet of torque, so it's less muscle than the CX-90. The CX-90 is larger than the regular Highlander and less than an inch shorter in length than the new Grand Highlander. But just look at the leader in mid-size crossover class. I'm talking about the segment leader, the Kia Telluride, plus its sibling, the Hyundai Palisade. The CX-90's pricing is a bit higher than both of these competitors, but keep in mind that the Telluride and Palisade are both limited by their sole V6 powertrains. The Telluride only comes in a single 3.8 naturally aspirated V6 that outputs 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, and that's for all the different trims. The CX-90 is also the only mid-size cross to offer 8 seats and multiple powertrain options, including a plug. That said, the Telluride does have more interior volume space. For example, if you put all the seats up in the Telluride, you get 21 cubic feet, whereas you have only 15.9 in the CX-90. Or if you fold down both the second and third rows in the Telluride, you get 87 cubic feet, where in the CX-90, you only get 75.2. As far as looks are concerned, frankly, it looks more like a European car than an American or Japanese. It's smoother and less boxy than the Kia Telluride, for example, and you still get the signature Mazda design elements like the swept-back headlights and the signature grille. If you want to compare the CX-90 versus the current 2023 Honda Pilot, keep in mind that the CX-90 is more powerful with more horses and torque. Also, the Pilot doesn't offer a hybrid powertrain option. The only option is the naturally aspirated V6. I'd say the Pilot is more family-friendly. It's a very straightforward crossover, as opposed to the CX-90, which appears more sporty and athletic. The CX-90 also hits a few more high notes and has a more luxury feel because of its high-class build quality and bells and whistles. That said, the CX-90 does strike you more as a road car, where the Pilot Trail Sport, for example, has more ground clearance, more ruggedness, and is more capable for off-roading. If you're looking for style, build quality, and dynamic road driving, go to the Mazda CX-90. If you're looking for straightforward, functional, family-friendly off-roader, then Pilot will suit you more. One thing that makes Mazda unique is the SkyActiv technology. More than 10 years ago, Mazda revealed this technology in the 2012 Mazda 3, and the 2013 CX-5 was the first full SkyActiv model. Since then, SkyActiv has been a constant with Mazda. When a Mazda vehicle is branded as having SkyActiv technology, it's referring to the transmission, engine chassis, and vehicle body. Like most gasoline engines we see today, SkyActiv engines use a fuel injector that sprays gasoline at high pressure directly into the combustion chamber. This then bypasses the intake valves and sends fuel straight to the best location for combustion. It's called direct injection. This helps make the engine more efficient by improving the fuel and air mixture. By the way, in North America, SkyActiv engines are built to run on regular grade gasoline. So the beauty is that SkyActiv engines do not require premium gasoline. If you're wondering how Mazda Skyactiv differs from Toyota's Dynamic Force engines, well, Toyota Dynamic Force engines use water cooling technology, but some Skyactiv engines use air cooling technology along with water cooling technology. Toyota's Dynamic Force engines use a cast aluminum block for enhanced fuel efficiency and weight reduction, but Mazda Skyactiv engines are more comprehensive and claim to offer the better, safer, and more fuel-efficient drive experience. So, what's the future of Skyactiv technology? Well, back in 2021, Mazda announced its Sustainable Zoom 2030 plan. Basically, Mazda said it plans to introduce its unique EV platform known as Skyactiv EV Scalable Architecture in 2025, and they intend to adapt it for various vehicle sizes and body types. Mazda also announced that its Skyactiv Multi-Solution Scalable Architecture products would be mainly in Japan, Europe, North America, and China between 2022 and 2025, and that it'll be made up of 5 hybrids, 5 plug-in hybrids, and 3 electric vehicle models. Mazda has its loyal fan base for sure, but not everyone is a fan of the Mazda brand. Yes, in general, Mazda makes good cars, but as with all things mechanical, they're not perfect. For example, some consumers say that the Mazdas pump out a lot of fumes and exhaust. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Mazda engine exhaust isn't as bad as other brands like Mercedes, but all that exhaust can get annoying. Exhaust fumes can also damage the engine. If you're wondering why Mazdas have this problem, well, basically it's because Mazda aims to increase fuel efficiency by engineering cars with reduced engine drag, and they've been doing this for years. Another area where Mazda has struggled is with its axle and suspension systems. Get this, in one survey, over 40% of owners reported necessary axle and suspension repairs in as little as 1 year after they bought their Mazdas. Some Mazda 3 models have seen its share of complaints from consumers. For example, one common issue in a Mazda 3 is malfunctioning automatic lighting system. Several Mazda 3s have also experienced brake problems. When the car gets too hot, brakes would just give up and stop working. Another common Mazda 3 flaw is to do with warning lights illuminating when they were supposed to be switched off. And sometimes the warning lights stayed on constantly. On top of that, the fuel pump pressure sensor defect meant that some Mazda 3s weren't starting when the ignition key was turned. But now you tell me, what do you think of the 2024 Mazda CX-90? Do you prefer Toyota or Mazda? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.